I want to focus in particular around deep breathing. So breathing into this band here, diaphragm, pelvic floor, back of the body as well, breathing into the kidneys here. So let's start off as always by getting some mobilization going first so that we can breathe as efficiently as possible. Standing with your feet shoulder width apart, a little bit of bend in the knees. Tall through the spine, so keep that really good central axis, central rotational axis, crown of the head through the body. And we're moving from the hips and the waist, connected to the ground through the legs, and then just letting the upper body, the spine be light. And we have a little bit of bend in the elbows so that we knock on the space on the back of the body. So just let that arm just tap around that lower back area, kidney area. We pay a lot of attention to the front of the body because we can see the front of our body, we can look in a mirror, we can watch ourselves on Zoom, and we are very much aware of the front of the body, but we're not that aware, we're not often aware of the back of the body. So just bringing a little bit of awareness to that key point that you're just tapping with the back of the hand, kidney area, lower back area. Bringing some energy to that area. And our breath is just easy in and out through the nose. Our shoulders are relaxed. In between the shoulder blades are relaxed. Upper back relaxed. Jaw, face muscles relaxed. With a light smile. Looking forward to your day ahead. Slowing it down now into water waves. So with this, we just bring a little bit of resistance to the arm. So it's like doing a slow motion move. And there's still a softness in the elbows, in the shoulders. Paying attention to the air that you can feel in between the fingers. So the slower you go, the more you can sense the air around you. And behind you as well. So bringing that awareness behind you. Breath is easy in and out through the nose. And slow it down. Just stand for a moment, comfortable standing position, find your balance. Really strong and stable through the lower half of the body, your feet connected to the ground, no gripping. A little bit more weight through the heels and soft knees, and then the upper body light and lifted on top. Step back out. Bit more bend in the knees into our spinal cord breathing. We're extending the spine, flexing the spine. Take it nice and easy so we're not forcing anything. Looking up. And not only is that we're getting movement through the spine because we're bringing our elbows back, just imagine that, or feel that rib cage. You don't have to imagine it. Feel the rib cage expanding, opening up. Each of the spaces between the ribs just opening up like elastic. The rib cage is designed to expand and contract, to allow the air to flow in and out of the lungs. Breathing is in as you extend and out as you curl up into a little ball. Light, soft breathing, breath in through the nose. All of this is in and out through the nose. Let's do one more. And then just come back to your standing position. Move around a little bit. Have a little walk around if you need to walk around a little bit. We're just loosening up. We're getting blood flow through the body, into the muscles, into the joints. Let's step out a little bit wider this time to do our dog wags the tail. So we're shifting the hips side to side, pushing the ground away, pushing the ground away. Watch that you're not dropping the hip side to side like this. So the hips are parallel, almost parallel to the ground. So really using the legs, and then you let that upper body just wave on top. And work your way up through the spine. So be aware of lower back. Each of the vertebrae just moving like seaweed underwater. And coming up to maybe where you feel the lower ribs, those floating ribs, the mid-back area, focusing on the back of the body. And then upper back, between the shoulder blades, where we often hold a lot of tightness and tension. So moving up the spine, and then neck. Shoulders stay relaxed. Just let that head go. And you can do it slowly, or you can go a little bit faster. Whatever you feel is good for you. Again, just make sure you keep that pelvis level to parallel to the ground. There's just a few of you on Zoom I'm seeing doing this. So I want that parallel, that pelvis parallel. So you're using the legs into the legs. Use the legs, use the floor, because then you're strong through the lower body and you can really loosen up the spine, energize the spine through the upper body. Nice, and then slow that down, slow it down, slow it down. Walk your feet in and come to standing again. Let's just do a little bit with the hips as well. I know we're focusing on breath today, but I want to focus particularly on the hip area, the pelvic floor area while we're working on the breath into the back. So let's just do a hip circle. Not with straight legs. So we normally do like a big hip circle with straight legs on a Thursday. A little bit of bend in the knees. It's like a combination to the big hip circle and the big wide pelvic circle. So a little bit of bend in the knees, and you're just doing almost like a belly dance there. So if I show you, you can see from the side there. little bit of bend in the knees, and you're just isolating the pelvis, really working the pelvis in one direction. Just to get some movement in that sacrum area. So you're tucking under, bringing back, tucking under. And then let's go in the other direction. All the time keeping tall through the spine. Good, and then shake it out. Shake out the legs, shake out the hands, a little bit of a bounce into the ground. Let the shoulders go, relax the shoulders. Feel that vibration through the body. And let's take a full breath in. So full breath in through the nose and just a long, satisfying sigh out. So Again, it's that morning readiness. It's breathing in all that fresh air, hopefully, and have that intention of just filling the body with energy, filling the body with life. Breath in, and then releasing and relaxing and letting go of any tightness and tension, and slowing it down. And now stand for a moment, feel the blood, feel the energy flowing through the body. Tingling sensations. Lips are lightly together. If it feels comfortable, just rest the tongue gently, tip of the tongue gently on the roof of the mouth, just behind, not touching the teeth, just behind that ridge of the tip of the mouth, top of the mouth. Relaxing the face, keeping that space open here. Relaxing the eye sockets, the jaw. Step your feet out just so that you're in a comfortable, stable position. And bringing your attention to the nose, the nasal cavity, that whole space behind the nose, and just feel, be aware of that physical sensation, that pure physical sensation of the air as it flows in. You don't have to do anything, you're not doing anything. You're just allowing the energy, the air just to flow in as you breathe in. And then relax and let it just flow out as you breathe out. You are not having to physically create this movement. This movement is happening because of the different air pressures inside the lungs and the space around you. Feel that physical sensation of the slightly cooler air coming in through the nostrils, filling that nasal cavity. Slightly warmer leaving. Shoulders are relaxed. Maybe let go. Maybe can you let go of the shoulders a little bit more? Lift a little bit through the spine, nice and tall. Now bringing your hands together, so just crossing one hand in front of the other. Just pop it lightly, rest it lightly on your lower abdomen. So that's below the belly button. Just bringing awareness now to this area, how this area responds when the breath comes in and the breath as you breathe out as well. And I want you to visualize this light breathing. This is lovely, light, easy breathing. You're not having to do anything. But as you breathe in, just create a little bit of space here, particularly in the front of the hips. So just soften this area a little bit here. It's like centering yourself. It's really bringing like a thin thread of air and bringing it deep into the body, centering yourself, grounding yourself. It doesn't have to be a big movement. Now bringing your hands onto the side of the ribs, so the floating ribs. Feel around where your ribs are. Pop your hands on the side. You can get your thumbs into the back of the ribs there. Letting the shoulders relax. So make sure you're not hunching the shoulders, dropping the shoulders and relaxing. Because you've got a little bit of pressure here with your hands, just be aware of that breath. As you breathe in, can you feel the ribs just easing the hands out to the side? And then as you breathe out, the ribs just softening back down. Because we're just doing light, natural breathing. These movements are very subtle, but I just want you to tune in to the subtleties of this, to breathing in this band here, breathing horizontally rather than pulling the breath up vertically. So breathing across the body. So what is physically going on as we breathe in? The diaphragm is connected to the ribs and connected to the back, and it works like an umbrella. So as you breathe in, that diaphragm moves down just a little bit, and that displaces the ribs, so that pushes the ribs out to the side. And also you'll be feeling it out to the back a little bit. We'll come and work in the back a little bit more, but feel that diaphragm working in 3 dimensions. And now bringing the hands underneath the ribs there on that kidney area here, the back of the body. And as we breathe in, just create a little bit of movement with the pelvis. So as you breathe in, just tuck the pelvis underneath so we can really start to get some movement in this area here, the kidney area here. This is often where we are tight. And It's not going to be as big a movement as you feel at the side of the ribs here, but just see if you can get that little bit of movement there, massaging the kidneys, massaging the organs. So as your breath comes in, just tilt the pelvis so you're tucking the tailbone under a little bit. So it's a bit like this that we're doing in the spinal cord breathing. So you're tucking the tailbone under. And then as you breathe out, just stand up. So you're doing a very, very small version of the spinal cord breathing. If you feel, particularly in this back area here, if you feel you need to take slightly fuller breaths, then do take a slightly fuller breath. Just make it longer so you can just breathe in a little bit more. Breathe out through the nose, squeeze the air out a little bit more. So if you're wanting to take fuller breaths, just slow the breath down so that we don't overbreathe. Just keep it nice and calm and smooth and soft and silent. Let's follow 2 more breaths. Really focusing on breathing into the back of the body, into the kidneys. When you've done that, just come up to standing. Just shake the arms if you need to shake the arms. So although we're focusing on individual areas, obviously when we're breathing, all of those areas are responding together, but it's just bringing your attention into the hips. So down here we've got that pelvic floor. As you breathe in, the pelvic floor eccentrically contracts. It opens, expands a little bit downwards. It's still contracting, it's still strong. As we breathe out, it comes back, it contracts, it concentrically contracts. It responds to the diaphragm, it responds to the rib cage opening up. Let's do a little bit more breath into the back. Now, the past few weeks we've been doing the water buffalo, which has been quite fun, where we've been activating the diaphragm. Today I want to work on another animal. We'll work on the turtle. The slight difference with the turtle is that we're wanting to have the back pretty level. So in the water buffalo, you're in this position. In the turtle, you're in this position. So it's almost like a flat back. So if you can go a little bit lower. So this is one start position. So let's just get into this position. And it's a really good space to be able to breathe into the back. So just bring that awareness of breathing right into the kidney area. Getting some movement in that back. And interestingly, if we're going into sort of like catching your breath, you sort of like bend over to breathe, and we think maybe that's bad. But actually, if you're in the right position, it'll help to bring the breath into the back of the body. It's very different from just curling up too much. But that's really good to bring the breath right into the back. And you might notice it's easier one side than the other. Watch the shoulders aren't hunching up, so keep the shoulders back and down. Use the legs so we're not just reliant on pushing into the thighs. So really strong through the legs is good leg workout. Breathing into the kidneys. Let's do a couple more breaths. Then bending the knees and coming up to standing. Shaking out the legs if you need to shake out the legs. If you want to take that a little bit further, we can go a little bit deeper. So we'll go into a little bit more of a squat and rest the elbows or rest the forearms on the thighs. So this is a really good position to get that breath into the back if you're comfortable in doing this. If not, then just stay here. Again, we don't want to overstress or overstrain the body, but we want to be working. You'll be feeling it challenging. Get into that position. Watch that the shoulders aren't up here. Keep the shoulders down so you're nice and strong through the back. And here, I can certainly feel it a lot more breathing into the kidney area. Get that movement going in the back. Breathe into the lower back. Take slower, fuller, deeper breaths, if that helps for you. So the challenge here is to not let the fact that your legs are really working restrict your breathing. So keep the breathing good, soft, easy. Challenge yourself a little bit, but don't overstress or overstrain. If the breathing changes, then you've gone too far. So maybe we can manage a couple more breaths. And then slowly push through the legs. Come up to standing. And give your legs a little bit of a shake. So from a breathing class, you're getting a really good leg workout. Have a little walk around. And then we can go, next one, we do it one more time. So depending on how you are feeling, we can go here. We can go back here. But if you're feeling really strong, we can go down, get the elbows into, I can still see the camera, get the elbows inside the knees, and you're just resting your elbows inside the knee area. Again, we don't want to overstrain the hips, so no pushing, no forcing, and then breathing into the back of the body, breathing into the kidneys. This is a really good one as well. You can feel the breath into the hips. Keeping the shoulders strong, not tight, not hunched. Let's do a couple more breaths. Everybody's looking in good in Zoom there. I can see a few heads peeking over the top. Couple more breaths. Now slowly come up, push through the heels, put your hands on the thighs, come up. Oh, I can feel my hips working. Maybe we should have done a few tigers before we do that one. We might do that on Thursday. Shake out the legs. Shake out the legs. Standing, hip width apart. Bringing us back down to rest and recovery, pulling down the sky. Breath in. Breath out. See if you get any tingling sensations down the spine, down the back of the neck. Breath in. Breath out. One more. Bringing your hands together and finishing there. Sorry, you've gone over a couple of minutes there, but really good for leg strength, breathing into the hips, breathing into the back. Thank you. I hope you enjoyed that session. Just a reminder or an announcement that because of the brilliant work that Gillian did on her November challenge when she was running every day for the whole month, I thought, what an inspiration, let's do a 30-day challenge. I know we tried that before, people going, no, I don't want to do 30 days. But for the whole of December, we're going to do an AIM challenge where you go outside, has to be outside, 10 minutes. You can do a bit of qigong, you can do a bit of breath work, you can walk, you can run, you can walk, run, whatever works for you. Get outside just to be mindful and present. So tuning in with the breath, tuning in with your surroundings, listening to what's going on around you. And also just to make it fun, take some photographs. Be creative with your photographs, maybe a Christmas tree. It doesn't have to be anything exercise related or movement related. Get some photographs, pop them on the AIM Challenges Facebook page, or if you're on Instagram, you can hashtag AIM Challenge. So I thought that would be great for us all to get involved in December for the lead up to Christmas. And then I will start, I know I've promised this, but I will start the qigong 5-element challenge, and I thought rather than start that in December, it's better to start it in January. So we'll start that for the new year. So have a great rest of the day. Thanks for joining, and I will see you on Thursday. Take care. Thank you. Bye bye.